Welcome to G Fun Facts Online, where we dive into the fascinating and sometimes hidden side of the technology that shapes our world. Today, we're talking about a revolution happening not in a lab, but right at your desk. You're under a tight deadline. You have a massive report to summarize, or maybe a tricky bit of code that just won't work. What do? You open up a new tab, head over to your favorite AI tool, like ChatGPT or Claude, and within minutes, your problem is solved. You just saved hours of work, made your boss happy, and got a huge productivity boost. It feels like a superpower. But what if I told you that this seemingly innocent shortcut could be one of the biggest threats your company faces today? This is the world of shadow AI. In the bustling digital corridors of the modern workplace, a silent revolution is underway. Employees, driven by an insatiable quest for productivity, are turning to artificial intelligence as their new secret weapon. And the scale is staggering. Research from Microsoft and LinkedIn reveals that a whopping 75% of global knowledge workers are now using generative AI at work. This isn't just a trend, it's a fundamental shift in how we work. The term shadow AI refers to the use of any AI tools or platforms by employees without the formal approval, oversight, or even knowledge of their organization's IT and security departments. And while it's almost always born from good intentions, this unsanctioned use of AI is a classic double-edged sword. It offers incredible power, but it also casts a long and ominous shadow, introducing a new and complex array of hidden risks that can have devastating consequences. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain. Well, explore why we're so drawn to these tools, dissect the very real dangers lurking in the shadows, and most importantly, map out a path for how we can tame this beast, turning a hidden risk into a powerful engine for responsible innovation. To effectively combat the risks of shadow AI, we first have to understand why employees are flocking to it in the first place. This isn't a story of rogue employees trying to cause trouble. The decision to bypass official IT channels is rarely driven by malice. Instead, it's a complex mix of individual motivations, psychological factors, and, frankly, organizational shortcomings. The primary driver is a potent cocktail of pressure and accessibility. In today's hyper-competitive business world, the pressure to deliver results faster and more efficiently is immense. We're all looking for an edge. AI tools offer an immediate and powerful solution. They can draft documents, summarize long reports, write and debug code, and analyze data in a fraction of the time it would take a human. Research from Software AG found that employees turn to these tools because they save time, with 83% agreeing, make their jobs easier at 81%, and improve productivity with 71%. For many, the performance boost is so significant that the potential risks seem abstract or secondary. This leads to the classic mindset of, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Some employees even believe that using these tools will help them get promoted faster, adding a personal career incentive to the mix. A huge catalyst for this explosion of shadow AI is just how easy these tools are to get. Unlike the complex, enterprise-grade software of the past that required an IT expert for installation, today's AI applications are often web-based, free or cheap, and have incredibly user-friendly interfaces. This democratization of AI means anyone, regardless of their technical skill, can start using sophisticated AI in seconds. This creates a path of least resistance. When you're facing a tight deadline, is it faster to submit a formal request to a slow-moving IT department and wait for approval, or to just open a new tab and get an answer instantly? The choice seems obvious, but the rise of shadow AI isn't just about employees. It's also a direct reflection of gaps within the organization itself. A study found that a third of knowledge workers use their own AI because their company simply doesn't provide a good alternative. When the official toolkit is outdated or clunky, proactive employees will find something better. Add to this the notoriously slow and bureaucratic process in many large organizations for getting new software approved. Employees under pressure will almost always choose the speed and agility of an unsanctioned tool. Many employees are also simply unaware of the risks. They don't understand how their data is being used, the security holes they might be creating, or the compliance violations they could be committing. Research shows that while many employees recognize there are risks, very few, only 29%, actually take the time to check a tool's data usage policies before diving in. Beyond the practical, there are psychological drivers too. A desire for autonomy is a big one. Over half of knowledge workers say they use their own AI tools because they prefer their independence. There's also an element of fear. The fear of being seen as incompetent or falling behind peers who are using the latest tech. In a fascinating twist, some even conceal their AI usage to maintain a secret advantage, a phenomenon linked to AI-fueled imposter syndrome, where they worry their efficiency will be credited to the AI instead of their own skills. Ultimately, shadow AI emerges from a perfect storm of individual initiative, technological accessibility, and organizational inertia. It's a clear signal from the workforce, not of rebellion, but of an unmet need and a powerful desire for better tools. While the motivations are understandable, the consequences of shadow AI can be severe. Operating outside the view of IT and security protocols, these unvetted tools create massive blind spots, exposing organizations to a cascade of risks that threaten their data, their finances, their intellectual property, and their reputation. Consider this: between March 2023 and March 2024, the amount of corporate data being entered into AI tools surged by an astonishing 485%. Even more concerning, the proportion of that data considered sensitive nearly tripled. This is a tidal wave of proprietary information flowing into ungoverned systems. The most immediate and catastrophic threat is a data breach. Employees, often unaware of how public AI models work, can inadvertently input incredibly sensitive data. We're talking about customer information, financial records, proprietary source code, product roadmaps, and confidential legal documents. The most famous example of this happened at Samsung, where engineers uploaded sensitive, proprietary source code into ChatGPT to get help with debugging. This incident led to an immediate company-wide ban on the tool and highlighted a critical vulnerability. Many consumer-grade AI platforms use your inputs to train their models. This means your confidential corporate data can be absorbed into the model's training set and could potentially resurface in responses to queries from other users, including your competitors. Beyond data leakage, using personal emails or unsecured browsers to access these tools creates weak entry points for attackers. And the AI tools themselves can be laced with malware or be vulnerable to attacks like prompt injection, where a hacker hides malicious instructions inside a seemingly innocent prompt to trick the AI into divulging sensitive information. The next major risk is a legal and regulatory compliance nightmare. For companies in regulated industries like finance, healthcare, or law, the unsanctioned flow of data into third-party AI tools is a minefield. Using an unapproved AI to process personal data can directly violate strict regulations like GDPR in Europe or HIPAA in the United States. A single instance of an employee uploading customer data to a non-compliant tool can trigger millions in fines and severe legal repercussions. Imagine a law firm. An associate uses a free AI tool to summarize confidential merger documents. That sensitive information is then absorbed into the AI's training data. This act could inadvertently waive attorney-client privilege, as the information has been shared with a third party. The consequences for the case, and for the firm's reputation, would be catastrophic. Then there's the erosion of your company's intellectual property. When employees use AI to analyze proprietary data or develop new ideas, they risk that information being absorbed by the external AI model. Many AI providers have terms of service that grant them rights to the data you put in, effectively transferring your trade secrets to them. It can also work the other way. AI models trained on the internet may generate content that infringes on existing copyrights. If your employee uses that AI-generated text or image in company materials, your organization could be held liable for copyright infringement. Finally, there are the operational and financial risks. Public AI models can hallucinate, generating plausible-sounding but completely false information. Business strategies based on this flawed output can be incredibly costly. These models also reflect and amplify biases from their training data, leading to discriminatory outcomes in areas like hiring or marketing. And without centralized oversight, different departments might end up paying for the same AI tools, leading to redundant spending and wasted resources. These risks aren't theoretical. A data leak at a Romanian retailer was traced back to a marketing analyst using an unauthorized AI-powered tool. A Ukrainian fintech startup suffered a model poisoning attack after a developer integrated a compromised open-source AI library. The convenience of unsanctioned AI comes at a steep and often hidden price. So what can be done? The challenge is complex. A knee-jerk reaction might be to impose outright bans on all unapproved AI tools. But experience shows this approach is not only impractical, it's often counterproductive. It stifles innovation, frustrates employees, and simply drives AI usage deeper into the shadows, making it even harder to manage. A much more effective strategy is to move from a mindset of prohibitive control to one of guided governance and collaboration. It's about creating a robust framework that minimizes risk while harnessing the very productivity and innovation that your employees are seeking. This framework rests on 4 key pillars. The first pillar is to establish a comprehensive AI governance structure. This starts by forming a cross-functional AI governance committee. This can't be an IT-only project. It needs representatives from IT and cybersecurity, legal and compliance, human resources, data science, and leaders from the business units themselves. This committee is responsible for creating policies, reviewing and approving new AI tools, and managing AI-related risks. The cornerstone of this governance is a clear and practical AI acceptable use policy. This document needs to be in plain English, not technical jargon. It should clearly define what sensitive data means and provide concrete examples, like do not input customer personal information, unreleased financial data, or proprietary source code into any public AI tool. It should also outline permitted uses, like using a sanctioned tool to summarize publicly available research. The second pillar is to implement technical guardrails and visibility tools. Policies alone are not enough. You can't protect what you don't know about. Organizations need to invest in tools that can actually detect the use of unsanctioned AI applications. This can be done by analyzing network traffic or using specialized SaaS management platforms. Once you have visibility, you can implement controls. This includes blocking known malicious or non-compliant AI tools at the network level. More importantly, it involves using data loss prevention or DLP tools. These systems can be configured to automatically detect and block the transfer of sensitive data patterns, like credit card numbers or source code, to unauthorized destinations like public AI platforms. The third pillar is to foster a culture of responsible AI through education. Technical controls and policies can feel restrictive if employees don't understand the why behind them. A robust training program is essential for building a culture of shared responsibility. This training needs to be ongoing and practical. Explain the risks using real-world examples, like the Samsung data leak, to make the dangers tangible, and provide hands-on training for the approved AI tools. One company compared it to learning how to change a tire. You learn best by actually doing it, not by reading a manual. The final, and perhaps most crucial pillar, is to embrace innovation through sanctioned channels. The drive to use AI is a positive signal of employee engagement. Instead of suppressing it, organizations should channel that energy into safe and productive pathways. One powerful way to do this is by creating an AI sandbox. This is a secure, isolated environment, a walled garden, where employees can experiment with new AI tools using anonymized or synthetic data without putting any real systems or sensitive information at risk. This allows for innovation and learning in a controlled manner. Alongside this, create a transparent and efficient process for employees to submit new tools they've found for review by the governance committee. If a tool is deemed safe and valuable, it can be added to a curated app store of approved AI solutions available to everyone. This not only mitigates risk, but also leverages the collective intelligence of the entire workforce to find the best tools for the job. In conclusion, Shadow AI is not a fleeting problem to be stamped out. It's a permanent feature of our new working landscape, driven by a powerful and understandable desire for efficiency and innovation. The risks, from catastrophic data breaches and legal nightmares to the erosion of intellectual property, are immense and very real. But the solution isn't a blanket ban that stifles progress. By moving from control to collaboration, organizations can build a strategic framework based on clear governance, smart technical controls, continuous education, and safe channels for experimentation. By doing this, businesses can bring AI out of the shadows and into the light, transforming a significant hidden risk into their greatest strategic advantage. Thanks for tuning in to Fun Facts Online. Join us next time as we uncover another hidden story from the world of technology.